Hey Danny, this video is intended to help you or guide you through publishing a podcast episode. So starting off, you should have three items. You should have a photo of the guest or maybe a theme of the episode. You should have the audio file and a transcript, and I'll go into more detail. What you also need to have ready are two tabs, one being SoundCloud and the other being the UNC Bear in Mind podcast website. So let's start off with uploading our podcast. So we just go to SoundCloud. It will automatically set up to be sent to other modules such as Apple Music and Stitcher and Spotify. So you only need to deal with SoundCloud. Talk to Evan or Eli if you have more questions. So here I have, it says draft, but it's not a draft. It's actually a final draft. We need to change that to UR episode 106, Mark Anderson. So I have my podcast episode ready to go. I hit upload, and all I have to do is just drag and drop the episode. So now while it's loading, I open up the transcript, and what this allows me to do is copy and paste. Usually my transcript, always at the top, I put the title of the episode as well as the rest of the transcript. So the title is episode 106, What is a Provost? So I'm going to go back to my SoundCloud and copy paste whatever I put here. So I always copy paste, that way if I make a small edit that I need to make sure that I need to go back and fix it whatever original document. So I copy and I paste right there, and then it needs a description, and that's usually right below. And again, I just copy paste, and I always read over just to make sure everything looks right, and then I always again confirm back to the original. So while that's loading, just to go through it, I've already made sure that Mark is okay with the transcript. I also have a few links here that are highlighted. These will, when I transfer this into the website, it will be a live link. So always double check on those links. And I always add music to the end of mine, which I didn't hear. So you're going to watch me actually quickly pull up what music that is. I just like to be mindful of the artist who made the wonderful work. Of course, after I think I set up everything. Alrighty. Minimize that. All right, so here I am looking for Mark Anderson's podcast. There we go. So the music that I chose, let's find out. I'm going to scroll in. I double click this one. It starts off with Sam Naloot, whatever that is. So I'm actually just going to copy and paste this right here. Enable editing, because Microsoft Word likes to always make 10,000 versions and not tell you. So music, there's one, and then the other is going to be Scott. It's going to be this right here. Bam. Cool. So now I have my music. I'm good to go. I can save this just to confirm. All right, let's see how our SoundCloud is doing. It's uploaded. Awesome. Okay, so we can move on to the next spot. That only took 4 minutes. So we hit save. It's already ready to be published publicly. So I got my title in, I got my description, I hit save. Voila, we have the podcast. It is now published everywhere that the webmasters have set it up for. So if I go under your tracks, here it is up at the top, 8 seconds ago. I'm going to click on the share button. It's going to pop up some options, and I want the embed link, and I want this link right here, and I want the whole thing. So I'm just going to click it once, and then Control C or Command C if you have an Apple. So I'm going to use this link, and I'm going to keep that copied, and I'm going to go back to my Bear in Mind podcast website, and I'm going to go all the way down, and right here where it says page last updated, if you actually click the date, it takes you to the spot where you can actually edit this page. So I'm going to log in with my first.last, which they should set you up with this. Sorry, my password is like a novel. Okay, so here we are. This is the UNC Bear in Mind podcast page. So I'm going to go to Pages. When I go to Pages, these are all the podcasts that have been published, but we're making a new one. So you come up here to New, you hit that little arrow button, and you want to publish a new podcast post page. So I'm going to click that. It's going to pop up. And the first thing I'm going to do is paste Control V or Command V, that SoundCloud ID. So this is a really long link, and you don't need majority of this. What I always have to look for is I scroll through and I wait till I see SoundCloud, and then it says SoundCloud again, and then here's this number right here. I want to keep everything but this. I want to only keep this number. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything before it and just delete it. I'm going to take everything after it and delete it. So I just want these numbers. That's number one. So now that I have that set, I reopen my Word document that has my transcript. And again, I'm going to copy and paste because I have made the mistake multiple times of trying to type it in, and then I make like one minor mistake. So this is just an ensured way that you can ensure that everything is correct and consistent. So we want a file name for this. So again, what I just did there was put my page title and my description, and our file name needs to be all lowercase and no spaces. Always start off with the episode number. So episode 106, we do a dash, and then Mark Anderson. And we're going to post a photo here in a second. I'll show you that. But this is all we need for right now. And so let's just check. Put page title, description, file name, and SoundCloud ID. We hit create, and it will take us to the page. And so voila, that lovely little number was able to embed the podcast page. If you don't see this Bear in Mind episode up there, then that means that something was incorrectly put into that link. So first off, I want to put the transcription right below this. So I'm going to hit main content, and this is going to allow me to edit just this page. And I'm going to scroll just right past where the podcast is actually embedded, and I'm going to hit enter just once. I'm going to go back to my transcripts, and now I want to delete. I don't want that highlighted. It will actually carry over the highlight. Oops, I just made it red. Let's make that blue. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so now I'm going to take the entire transcript and highlight it all, copy once again, and paste. So now I have everything in here. Now I have double checked everything. Hopefully everything should be good. Mark Anderson has already approved the entire transcript, so everything should be good to go. So now, once that is ready to go, I come up here to the top left and I hit save and exit. And so now it shows up, voila. It has the entire transcript, it has the podcast page. We are basically almost good to go. However, there's a few extra steps, so bear with me. Hit multi-edit up at the top, that little orange button. Again, it shows my podcast title, and I'm going to go down to, we don't want to do anything about the author or the post tags. We want to come down to listing page post information. And so what this is saying is, although this page is live, it needs to be shown up in a new spot. So I'll give you an example. UNCO, bear in mind. So I'm going to come over here, And so this is like the main page, right? Now, technically, our podcast page is posted somewhere, but it's not public yet. So we need to get there. And so, it should be coming up right here next to episode 105. So I'm going to hit display. So that should be the number one. We need to hit display for the listing page post information. We also need an image. So notice how there's images of every individual. We want to upload an image. So again, you should already have that image ready to go. Mine's right here. It's always by 250 pixels by 250 pixels. Talk to one of the webmasters for more information. So I'm going to hit this little upload item and for post image. And although it is somewhere in the nebulous of the UNC websites, I just kind of like to keep my own for bear in mind. So that way, in case something happens, I know at least it's in these files. So I'm going to add that file. I'm going to find that file. I put it in a different spot just for this tutorial video. So please bear with me or bear in mind with me. Ha 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 ha. Okay. All right, so I found it. It's episode 106, Mark Anderson. I hit open, and it will tell you if you need to rename it. Sometimes it's really picky about it. So I hit upload, and voila, there he is. So that's the file that I want. I hit choose file, and so now it's forever ready to go within the Bear in Mind website. And I'm going to go down here. Notice that I just clicked out of that X, this hidden little save. I swear, you're going to forget it. Don't forget this little save down here. I always do forget it. And so I'm like, what the heck happened? And then it's always that little green. See? It always pops up. So I hit save. We are live. So let's just check it. I hit this. It's not there. What's going on? I will show you. This is the last part that you really need to know. So when you go back to this editing, everything is live, but we need to put it actually onto the main page of the Bear in Mind website. So we go to pages up here in the top left, and then I'm going to scroll down all the way until I find one that's called index. It's right here. It's always kind of like you got to look for it. It's always in between these two folders. And when I find index, I'm going to hit publish. And when I hit publish, this should allow the new episode to be published. However, I need to make sure that the episode itself is published. So I just published the index. Let's see if it works. Let's see if I did everything correctly. And it's not looking like it. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to find that episode 106. There it is. It shows that I've been working on it. That's why it's highlighted in yellow. I'm going to go to publish. I'm going to hit publish on this. This is what I really want. This is what I forgot to do last step. So I published the episode first. So I hit publish. It says publish in progress. And it should be good. Now once I publish that episode, I'm going to go back down to index and hit publish again. And obviously I've been doing this for a while and I still always forget a little step by step just because it's really nitpicky, but that's okay. You'll get the hang of it. I trust that you will. So I hit publish on that. It says that it's been successfully published. Let's refresh the page. And voila, there it is. Mark Anderson's episode is up. So again, make sure that you get all of this checked with the webmaster, especially when you're just starting. They're going to be a huge help in this, especially Evan and Eli, mainly because those are the ones that I know. But I trust that you'll pick this up in time and you're going to do a great job. Drink water.